Welcome back to UI class. Today, I'm going to demonstrate how to use Datawrapper to plot a scatterplot showing time changes of housing price and rent globally. So first of all, we are going to download our housing data from the OECD dataset. And here, you can Google search OECD housing data, and it provides nominal house price, house rent. Today, we are going to compare house price and house rent of 10 countries. So we click these two items, and it is default taking 2015 as the baseline 100. And unclick the latest data available, then you can choose the period you are going to download. So let's say we just would like to have the recent 7 years from 2015, Q1 to the latest. Then click download, select data only. Now here shows the download data with the subject on the nominal house price and house rent from 2015 Q1 to 2023 Q1 and their corresponding index. So we have already demonstrated several weeks ago how to use pivot table of Excel to construct a table showing each country's house price and house rent at different quarter. Yeah, and the pivot table looks something like this, right? We have first column showing the country code, Australia, Canada, Germany, etc. And then the horizontal axis showing the year and quarter. And then this table shows the house price and rent based on this filter. You can choose nominal price or housing rent. Okay, then we can separate into two data files. One is in price index and the other is in rental index. Yep, so we have the price index data file and the rental index data file. If we are going to use Excel to plot the scatterplot of those countries' price to rent ratio in each quarter, then each graph will only show the relationship at one quarter. For example, this is 2016 Q4, and their relationship is just about 0.77. And then in 2019, another graph showing that the slope increased to 0.89. And then in 2022, it sharply tilted to a slope of 3.59, indicating that house prices increase much faster than house rent. But it does not allow us to show in one graph about the country changes over time. So let's make use of Datawrapper to plot a scatterplot, which allowed us to show their changes of price to rent ratio over time. So first of all, we just select 10 countries, and we also include the population size into the data set so that in the scatterplot, we can use population as an indicator about its scale. Just like what we have demonstrated in the last few weeks. First of all, we click the dashboard, create new charts, and upload data. The first step, we copy and paste from Excel data file with the year, country, population size, house rent, and house prices into this box and click proceed. Then in order to make the year to be one of the indicator, so we click the column to make it become text so that it can be used to show in the label. And it looks nice, right? We have the year, country, population, rent, and price in the three different year, 2022, 2019, and 2016. If it's okay, then click proceed. And this time, we choose Scatterplot. And in the Scatterplot, you click refine then you can select the horizontal axis and the vertical axis. In my case, I choose rent as the horizontal axis and price as the vertical axis. And it allowed us to color for different label or different column. It allows, say, for example, the year or country. So I choose to color country, and it allows us to follow the changes of different countries in different years easily. Say, for example, Japan, it shows almost a vertical change over time of Japan's price to income ratio, indicating that in the past 6 years, Japan's house price increased without increasing house rent. While USA and Canada, on the contrary, have almost equal increasing rate of price and rent. And it also allows us to choose the size of the bubble. And here I choose to use population size to designate the bubble size. And you can also adjust how big the bubble is. And I choose 20, which seems to match. And it provides a legend. You can put down the caption for this bubble size in million population. So it indicated that New Zealand, with the smallest population size among these 10 countries, while USA will have the biggest. It also allows us to put different shape. I choose year number. It uses square to indicate the figures in 2016, and then a diamond as 2019, and a circle for 2022. And so it's very interactive that you can move your cursor and it will indicate only one country at a time. You can annotate, put down the title, description, the data source, the link, and your own name, or add any text annotation and any bubbles you like. And if it is okay, then the last step is to publish. And download a PNG. It allowed several interpretations. For example, in many countries, house price and rent grows together, but price seems to be growing faster than rent in the recent 6 years, probably due to the ultra low interest rate, especially after the COVID. That's all for today's illustration. Thank you.